This is Duther, and welcome to the Wrestling Time Post Show. It is Saturday, October 7th, 2023, and tonight I'll be talking about WWE Fastlane, but I'm not alone. Joining me for this review is none other than Chit Chat Gaming. You want to introduce yourself?
Absolutely, and as always, it's wrestling time. So let's go ahead and do this. But absolutely here. So yeah, my name is Mike with Chit Chat Gaming. I am a fellow YouTuber as well too. Huge wrestling fan. You can check out my YouTube at Chit Chat Gaming, reviews, unboxings, etc. And yes, like I said, a huge avid wrestling fan, and I had the opportunity to actually work in the wrestling business for 5 years, from 2007 to 2012, and have done some little things here and there. So yeah, glad to be here. Cannot wait to review this with you.
Glad to have you on the show. This is our first time doing a review together, so it should be fun.
Yes, indeed. I'm ready for it.
All right, let's kick things talking about the Undisputed Tag Team title match, the Judgment Day versus Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes. And you got a welcome from Michael 101591.
How's it going, Michael? Thank you for the
Another,
welcome.
yes, Michael, thanks for the welcome. All right, so this match kicked off the show, and honestly, I was surprised by the outcome of this match. Like, you had Damian Priest and Finn Balor come out alone, obviously, and we knew Judgment Day was going to get involved. But the thing that surprised me was the fact that Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes won the tag titles here. I was not expecting them to win these tag titles. Now, when Rhea hit Jey Uso with the briefcase, I was like, oh, okay, it's over. They're totally going to lose. But when he kicked out, my jaw dropped. And, you know, JD and Madonna is the reason they're not the tag team champions anymore. So what did you think of Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes winning the tag titles here?
I'm on the same page as you. I was a little bit surprised. I mean, I was, but I wasn't, because obviously Cody, Cody and Jay are two of the biggest faces in the company right now. So it makes sense, and it's kind of how the story always goes, right? I feel like Cody's still trying to get into the whole bloodline thing, and it's eventually going to happen later on. So I think it's kind of just a stepping stone. But I agree. I'm huge. I'm very very like surprised that they actually won, but then again, I'm not. But I think I don't know. But another thing too, really quick here, is just like a part of me actually, I'm really good at normally like picking this out as far as like telling if somebody's legit injured or not. But the whole Priest thing, that kind of like, and we'll talk about that later on. But I feel maybe he might have a little bit of an injury there, so that could have played into it as well too.
Yeah, that knee buckled. So it wouldn't surprise me if he is injured. Unless he was just really good at selling. Good match. There will be some consequences for JD from Judgment Day. Shocked that Jay and Cody won. You and me both, I think we're all shocked Cody and Jay won. I was not expecting them to win here. Now, I guess the question is, where do we go from here? Is this the beginning of the end for the Judgment Day? Or is it going to be a Dominic Mysterio situation where they win the tag titles back in their rematch?
Yeah, I think that's going to happen here eventually. But also, I think it's kind of a good segue to kind of start working on Priest going off on his own, and JD kind of filling that spot as well too.
I'm not surprised if Priest dropped it because he's injured. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. Like I said, the knee buckled during this match, so it wouldn't surprise me. But like I said, it was a good match. There's going to be obviously a story to be told between Damian Priest and JD Madonna here, But, when you look at this match and then the ending of SmackDown, they kind of were teasing War Games. So I wonder if Judgment Day would regain the tag title so they can all walk in, except for JD, walk into the War Games match if it happens as champions.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it was when Priest did that Hurricane Rana off the top rope, I noticed he landed weird on his leg. That's kind of when he started like favoring it. So I don't know. But yeah, I still think Judgment Day is going to stick together until at least War Games, because obviously we know it's going to be 5-on-5, and who's the other two people are going to be with Cody and Jay, and oh my god, who else am I thinking of? Cody, Jay,
Kevin and Sammy.
Yeah, it could be them as well too. But either way, though, I think they're gonna stick around and stick together until at least Survivor Series.
Yeah, a rematch is incoming. I feel Jay and Cody are just transitional champions.
Yeah.
It could be. It could go either way. They're either transitional champions, or like we said, this is the beginning of the end, because if they lose at War Games, that would just add more to the story. But honestly, I kind of feel like how you alluded to, like Cody Rhodes, I think this is a way for him to go to SmackDown.
Yeah.
Because the goal is to do Roman versus Reigns too. So another way for him to go to SmackDown is a tag team champion. But with Triple H being on SmackDown this coming week, it's going to be interesting. Are we going to get new tag titles, or is there something else going to happen? We'll talk about that when we get there.
Okay.
So Judgment Day and Bloodline for War Games. I think so.
Yeah. For the men's. Yeah.
Yes. So we get a 6-man tag match. It's the LWO versus Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Now, as we know on SmackDown, Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Well, because that's the first thing I think of when I say Joaquin.
Yeah, for you don't hear it very often, yeah.
Joaquin Wild and Cruz de Toro were taken out by the Street Profits. You know, I honestly feel sorry for them. I don't know if you see some of my tweets, but I'm always tweeting like, where are Del Toro and Wild? They're always like left out. It's always Santos Escobar, Rey Mysterio, and Zelena Vega that are part of the LWO, but they're just the extra weight, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
You know, so now it was reported by PWI Insider that Carlito was gonna be the third person. Now, while I have no issues with Carlito coming in, taking the place, I'm a little confused as to why they started the match as on 2-on-3 handicap match, and why did they change Carlito's theme song?
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I was really confused about that too. I when they came out and they started doing the handicap thing, I was like, okay, well, most of us know it's gonna be Carlito or it's gonna be Dragon Lee, but we figured it was gonna be Carlito. And then like when they waited so long, and obviously you could tell when they're getting ready to do the hot tag, and it's like, okay, someone's gotta come out here. And then when his music hit, we're like, okay, we know who it is, but yes, indeed, there's no point of making it wait that long. I mean, the guy's in phenomenal shape, so it's not like the guy can't go. So they're trying to like kind of buy him time just so he can finish into the match. The dude can go, but most importantly, though, God, that music, dude. I was like, why would you change that iconic music? And
let me see. Joaquin Phoenix signed by WWE.
Fucking is right.
You know what I meant? I meant Joaquin Wild. It's because can you blame me? Joaquin Wild, Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah. I still call Del Toro Raul
Mendoza?
Mendoza. I still call him that all the time.
Oh yes, that was a botch on my part, but it was a funny
good one though. Yeah.
Yes.
It was a good
one. Whatchamacallit? So one of my issue with this is kind of like Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, in my opinion, should have won this match. You know, you want to establish them as a faction. Now you're going down the same road that the LWO went as when they first came together. They kept losing a lot. That for a while I thought the LWO stood for, you know, losers or something. They were losing a lot, though.
For real. You're not lying, yeah.
So, and I kind of felt that, you know, honestly, I wouldn't have minded if this stayed a 2-on-3 handicap match, because it would have added more to the story, you know, especially if we're going to get a Santos Escobar heel turn somewhere down the road, it would have added to that. You know, you got the LWO losing, but you also established Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits as his faction. I like their matching gear, by the way. But, you know, not that I'm unhappy that LWO won here, that Carlito came back. I'm happy Carlito came back, but I was just a little surprised that the LWO won. Was not expecting that.
Yeah, for sure. And like you just said, like when Bobby Lashley and his Profits first came out, I legit looked at my daughter and I said, these guys look like gold. Like these guys look perfect together. They look amazing. The yellow, the gold and the black, and just everything they were doing, just like their persona, they needed to go over. And I understand it's Rey Mysterio and the returning Carlito, but really funny here, really quick. Sean Ross Sapp from Fightful Select just posted this. He's like, I got the perfect explanation why Carlito showed up late. He was going to come out and start the match, but he was like, hey, I don't have theme music. Then they produced an absolutely terrible dog crap, other word, theme he came out to within 10 minutes, and that's the only excuse.
Oh, wow. Carlito was wasted. That music was just awful. Made me want to puke. Yeah, was not a huge fan of that music. They should have just kept the classic Carlito music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
they used it at Backlash. Like this,
right?
There's no reason, like Death Rebel or whatever can't. Like I don't understand it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get why they didn't just stuck to the classic. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Joaquin Phoenix Joker versus Ben Sitters.
Now that would be a marquee match right there.
That should have happened at WrestleMania Hollywood, or more like WrestleMania
Yeah.
Inglewood. But I will say my favorite spot in this match, if you didn't know, I'm not sure if you caught it, but it was when Zelina took out Montez Ford on the outside. I thought that was a really cool spot.
Yeah, she did. And that's another thing too, is like, man, Zelina is just so dang good. I love Zelina. I've always liked her. I'm glad they started using her at Backlash, of course, in Puerto Rico. But either way though, she's just so damn good. And when she hit that Meteora on Montez, yeah, as always, looks great. So she's just very good in the ring.
Yeah. In the words of Carito for changing his music, that's not cool. Yeah, he needs to
That's not
spit in
cool.
the face of the person who changed his theme music.
Yeah, for sure.
Give me that. All right. So next we have the WWE Women's Title match: Io Sky versus Asuka versus Charlotte Flair. So, as you mentioned to me at the start, Jay Cardo made an appearance on the pre-show, I believe, of Fastlane. She came out of a cart and she shook hands with Triple H. I honestly thought that man, Jay Carter, was going to show up and confront the winner of this match at the end, especially because if you look at how she was dressed, it looked like she was ready to go.
Yeah, she looked amazing. I mean, as always, Jade always looks amazing, but they are really giving her they're rolling out the carpet for her, right? And trying to make her look like a star. And that's Triple H just said here in the press conference that somebody had asked when she's going to wrestle, and he said, they're not in really no rush. They don't know what brand she's going to be on, which they know. But my point is that they pretty much just saying there's no rush on her. But I think what they're going to do is they're going to slowly keep training her and then introduce her, to the WWE world. Because face it, a lot of the WWE world doesn't know anything outside of that bubble. So this is a good way to introduce it. So it makes sense.
Now, I wonder, because Triple H is supposed to be on SmackDown this Friday, so I wonder if he's going to be there to introduce Jade, maybe to announce that she's joining SmackDown, or are we finally going to split up the tag titles? You're going to have SmackDown, maybe not SmackDown tag titles, but WWE titles and the World titles, tag titles for Raw. I think it's going to be one of those two things, or maybe a pointless, announcement or something.
Bingo. It's the season premiere of SmackDown. He's going to come out. He's going to do his whole little welcome to SmackDown. And it's going to show the show is going to start, and that's it.
Don't put that evil out there, Ricky Bobby.
No, it'd be nice though if he did come out and introduce Jade, or like you said, they need new tag team belts. I'm really tired of seeing the two black or the two red and blue belts. It's silly.
The women's titles got makeovers, so it's only the tag titles that need makeovers. So let's see.
Yeah.
Where was his apple? Also, the shoot Gordito did not come out with his signature apple. Oh, please.
Yeah.
They will rush it to the main roster. Maybe.
He said they weren't, but yeah.
Glad Jade didn't show up tonight. A non-title feud is the way to start her off. You know what? I agree with West Coast Pop here. Honestly, when you think about it, if Triple H would just, let's say, announce that she's coming to SmackDown, I honestly think she would make a great addition to Bobby Lashley's faction. She could be, she could do these squash matches and try to take out the women.
Yeah, the rumors are that she's supposed to be going to Raw. There's no truth to that. That was the rumors. Oh. But I mean, regardless though, I don't want to see her go after Rhea right away because let's face it, the fans love Rhea, and I think they probably turn on Jade because they love Rhea. But yeah, I like to see her come in. I think they need to take her time. Like I said, take her time with her, bring her in, introduce her to the division, and yeah, I think they'll be okay doing that.
I wonder if they're going to start her off the usual way. You have her, just do enhancement matches with like local jobbers, and then she slowly transitions to women, or they're just going to throw her out there.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that. I think it's going to be too close to what she was doing in AEW because they had her, she was like, 60-something in 0 or whatever it was for a while, or whatever it was. And I don't think they're going to do that. I think I thought for sure, no joke, I thought for sure she's going to come out tonight and confront like Charlotte Flair. I thought that'd be a perfect match for her. Her first match be with Charlotte. Like he said, she doesn't need a title match right away, but at least get her in with some of the bigger names and that can help her along the way as well too.
Yeah, that can that can make her, look good in the ring and stuff. And she's still not ready.
Yeah.
No, we don't need this, okay? Don't even put that out there, Ricky Bobby.
We got that tonight, kind of. Did you see Shane McMahon's son in the crowd?
Yeah.
Dude, don't tell me that wasn't a spitting image of Vince McMahon. He had the dimple and everything. He looked just like Vince.
So let's talk about this match. I was really happy Io Sky retained here. I really was. I was not expecting her to retain, but I was hoping she would retain. I kind of thought low-key Charlotte was going to win this. Jay needs to go to NXT first, not the main roster.
She's too big of a star for NXT, man. That's the problem. Even she can learn everything she's learning at the PC and with some of the talent over there, but she's too big of a star to go to NXT.
Yeah.
She looks a
she
star.
is.
She might not
She
be
is.
the star in WWE, but she looks the part.
Yeah, she does. Oh, what you call it? So I actually really like this match. This was a really good match. You know, what did you think of this match?
Yeah, all around it was fun. I love Io. I think she's a great champion. I like Asuka and Charlotte, even though we all kind of get tired of seeing Charlotte, she still is damn good in the ring when she wants to be. And I thought it was a solid match. I thought it was really good. I thought all three ladies did great. They, the crowd was really behind Io, which I'm happy to hear. And all in all, just a solid match. I'm glad that Io retains it and gets to move on. And the whole animosity with her and the rest of Damage Control, well, mainly just Bailey, I guess I should say, is still kind of like it's been lingering for a while. So eventually that's going to explode. When? I don't know.
I kind of thought that Bailey was going to be the reason that Io Sky will lose the title here and then have them, maybe feud. But Bailey was the reason she retained those titles because Asuka had tapped out.
When she, there's one part, I don't know if you caught this or not, but when she was like trying to help her get in the ring, I thought she was going to take her. I thought she was going to throw her into the steps or something like that. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
she was acting like she was checking up on her, but I was like, is Bailey going to throw her into those steel steps?
Right.
But she didn't. So we're not getting that. But I think the ultimate feud is Bailey versus Io for that women's title if she's still champion by that point.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they're going to work into that eventually. But all in all, though, yeah, it's very solid triple threat women's match.
Yeah, I was surprised by this match. Honestly, I was not expecting it to be as good as it was. All right, next we get a tag team match. It's John Cena and LA Knight, versus the Bloodline in the form of Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa. Did you hear those massive chants for LA Knight? Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can't forget the most memorable part though, and that was Pat McAfee coming back. So that was cool to see. Yeah. That guy's awesome. He did a great job. But yeah, I agree with you 100%, dude. John Cena's over, but LA Knight is like over on a whole nother level. So much so that when Cena was in the ring, the crowd was chanting LA Knight, and Cena was even like, kind of like, it's just good to see. Cena knows, but that's Cena's job right now, I feel, is to help get him over.
Well, in the press conference, John Cena said that if the strike ends, whenever the strike ends, he's going to go back to Hollywood. So
yeah, which we knew that was coming, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Let's see. I'm ready a statistic today that said Bailey has lost 88% of her matches so far. Is that true?
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Pat McAfee returning had me so hyped. Yeah, definitely. I was not expecting that. Don't forget, we had Pizza Hut was being advertised as well tonight.
Oh my God.
I kind of wanted Pizza Hut after that, but too bad they don't deliver in my neighborhood.
See, our Pizza Hut sucks, so that's why my daughter and I were talking. We're like, our Pizza Hut's awful here. Like but then again, though, Pizza Hut's a big name. But I thought the whole little segment backstage with Booker and Xavier and Wade Barrett was absolutely hilarious.
I was like, how much money is they getting out for Pizza Hut for this?
Well, they did, but the Mountain Dew ones, they've been doing it for a while. They've been doing it for quite a while now, and for a little while now. And it's been like ever since I think was it Extreme Rules when Bray Wyatt took on LA Knight, that Mountain Dew thing. But I think it's cool. Yeah, I agree with you. The Pizza Hut thing was fun.
I don't even have Pizza Hut around me. Yeah, me neither. That's why I said they don't deliver in my neighborhood. So about this match, I honestly felt so bad for John Cena. The Bloodline brought back the hashtag beat up John Cena because they pretty much were kicking his ass.
Yeah, he took all the heat. Yeah, he took all the heat that match pretty much for the most part.
And honestly, I have to say, I actually really like that part. I know it sounds bad, but I like it because it made LA Knight, the hero. He came in and, helped John Cena. So I actually really like that. I feel like it helped LA Knight more by John Cena getting beat up here tonight.
Yeah, I think that was the point. I also do. I think that was the whole idea is to get, obviously Cena's already had his time, right? So this is kind of like him to help get LA Knight over more, and that hot tag, when it was made and LA Knight came in, that place, the roof just completely blew off.
Let me see. I was eating Domino's while they were advertising because that fell on my part.
We eat Domino's too. That's what we prefer.
I prefer Domino's as well.
You can't
They
beat
did
that.
imagine Drew Pitch Black and Cinnamon Toast. I forgot about Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I totally forgot about that. There's a reason why we forget about that one. But you know what? I really like the finish to this match. You had John Cena doing the 5-knuckle shuffle to Jimmy, and he got hit with the BFT. And I like Cena's just like standing there watching for Solo Sikoa to try to come in. But John Cena and LA Knight, got the victory here. And honestly, really happy for LA Knight because he deserved it. He's over. And like on Friday, Paul Heyman massively putting him over by saying he was the next megastar in the business. So really happy for him. He deserves it. So and then in the match, if you caught it, there was a moment with John Cena and Solo Sikoa had a moment. Are they potentially building up for John Cena versus Solo Sikoa?
I think that they've been doing that for a while now. I think Solo is the dangerous guy, right? He's like the bodyguard, the assassin of the group, whatever. And I think it'd be a good match to have them two. And hopefully we get to see. Obviously, we're probably gonna see a Survivor Series in the War Games most likely. But yeah, I think I'd like to be able to see that for John goes off to Hollywood.
Imagine Knight as a Heyman guy. Oh, I think that would be a really good mix.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
And honestly, I do think we're gonna see Cena versus Solo before he goes back to Hollywood. Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if Cena puts Solo over. It would surprise me if Cena defeats him because there's no reason for Cena to defeat Solo Sikoa here. But I think we'll see it, and Cena's gonna put Solo over.
Yeah, I can see that happening. I definitely can see him helping him out. I think that's what John's there for. He's just there to help out these guys. So
yeah, I mean, yeah,
yeah.
Okay. So you get the last man standing match for the World Heavyweight title. Seth freaking Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, earlier in the night, Damian Priest, Judgment Day was backstage, and Damian Priest said that he was not leaving empty-handed tonight. And Rhea took away his briefcase. So I feel like Priest is going to get upset at some point or another because of that.
That's where I think that's what made me think more that he really was injured. Is that they took it away and said, oh, not tonight, Priest, blah, blah, blah. And I really think that he was injured. I do, but because a lot of people were like, well, he has the green briefcase, so maybe he's going to say screw JD and throw his little briefcase that he got for him at him, take his green briefcase and go out there. But we'll talk about that.
Honestly, if I were JD Madonna, I would not show up to Monday Night Raw.
Right, dude. Oh my God, I love JD too. That dude is such a good wrestler in the ring, and he sells so well. And I really want him to be a part of Judgment Day. I like that guy.
Speaking of JD, poor him. Like, he's helped Judgment Day how many times now? And they left him alone on SmackDown. He got hit with all these finishers. You could see Rhea slowly creep up, and they still left him alone in there.
Yeah, I saw it on the highlights on YouTube. I was watching that because I didn't get to watch it last night, and I was just like, dude. And then when he sold the heck out of that crossroads, you see that? Mm-hmm. He landed right on his head, and man, but yeah, poor guy took it all, and they just walked away.
Right? Let me see. The Rock needs to say so he can be at WrestleMania 40. I'll be there and will be disappointed if he doesn't have a match with Roman. Let me talk to you. If Rock versus Roman does happen, I gotta find some way to go to Philadelphia.
Yeah, for sure. So what would that leave for Cody then? What's Cody do?
Here's the solution. Roman, Rock, night 1. Roman, Cody, night 2.
There you go.
All right, let's get into this last man standing match. Now, this match main evented, and it doesn't surprise me. It's for the world title. It needed to main event, but at the same time, I wouldn't have minded if LA Knight versus John Cena would have main evented. I would have been happy with either one because LA Knight would have deserved that spot too.
Yeah.
Now, with this match, I was expecting a cash in. I was like, are we gonna see Damian Priest come out here running mid match? Are they gonna wait towards the end of the show? Before we go further with that, I honestly thought this was a really good match. I mean, but I didn't think for a second that Nakamura was going to beat Seth Rollins here. I did not think that. I kind of thought that Seth Rollins was going to retain. The question was, how is he going to retain? Some notable spots when they went to the, like, what was that, like the fan part, and
Yeah.
Nakamura gave Rollins a low blow and then he dropped him onto the floor from the stands, or the fact when he spat that red mist in the face of Rollins and he went to the announce table. I was like, my God, something Rollins got broken in half.
Yeah, there was a lot of good spots in there, like when Nakamura did the double knees to the table and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm on the same boat as you. I did not. The match itself was actually really good for the most part. Of course, the whole story was selling Rollins' back injury, but yeah, I was really surprised too. I mean, because that's what, twice now that Nakamura has lost to Rollins, and it was like, man, like really, really.
Really, really. Let's see here. It will happen. Disney wants to make WrestleMania 40 a big show under the new merger. Props to Seth Rollins in this match. He took a beating throughout it, especially his back being in pain. So I wanted to bring that up. So yeah, let me see. Nakamura looked like an ultimate heel tonight. Such great work, including reaching for a title after loss. Yeah, really great work from Nakamura, which is why, like I said, like homie didn't win here. Like I wouldn't have been mad if Nakamura would have won.
But what would have been worse though? Is it worse that Nakamura didn't win, has lost to Rollins twice now, or is it way worse if Nakamura would have won and Priest would have cashed in on him?
Ooh.
That would have made him look even weaker. Because I already thought walking away, Nakamura is a great heel. He's doing great. All the work that he's been doing on Raw with Rollins, with Seth Rollins, has been like top notch stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, Seth Rollins was victorious here. He successfully retained his title. And the fact that Nakamura was targeting his back, I kind of thought to myself, okay, you got Nakamura targeting his back. It has to happen, right? Damon Priest is going to come out, cash in, or at least tease the cash in. That didn't happen. So the ending was kind of weird, kind of like Payback's ending. It was just like, okay, yeah, he won and he holds up the title. That's it. We're done. I'm like, what? That's how you end the show? Really?
That's where I think that, honestly, I think there might have been a legitimate injury there, because I feel that there should have been more to the end of that instead of just ending it with Rollins in the crowd holding up the title. And that was it. I really do think there's an injury. We'll find out, I guess, tomorrow probably or something.
Yeah, I was checking the Twitter and all this, but I didn't see anything about it, any injury. So yeah, maybe he did legitimately get injured. We have to wait and see, like you said. But
yeah,
overall, what did you think of this pay-per-view on a scale of 1 to a Sean Spears perfect 10? What would you rate this pay-per-view?
Oh no, I'd probably give it I say 8 out of 10. I thought it was really solid. Don't get me wrong, when I first saw it, it's 5 matches. I was like, oof, like I don't know. I definitely don't want 14 matches, like Wrestle Dream. But either way, though, it just goes to prove that you can have 5 matches and still have a solid show. And it still gets over with at 10. It still ran 3 hours. I was a little worried about that because when they're coming close to the last match, I was like, it's only like 9 something. I'm like, I was like, wow. But either way, though, I thought the show itself did what it was supposed to do. All the matches had a story to them. They all told a story, anyways. And yeah, everybody performed well tonight. So yeah, all in all, I say probably 8 out of 10.
That Falcon Arrow at the end of the table from Rollins and Nakamura was great. Yes, it was. 4 out of 10 midfield. Really? 4? Wow. Okay. I have to agree with you. I give this an 8 out of 10. Honestly, I really enjoyed the pay-per-view, but there were a couple of things I did not like. Number one, I did not like that the LWO Street Profits match started off kind of weird. It's basically started off as a handicap match, and then you got Carlito showing up late. Did not like that. Did not like the fact they changed his theme song. And the finish to this pay-per-view was kind of weak. It was like Payback's ending, So I did not like the finish to this. I'm not saying that I'm mad or upset that Seth Rollins won. I have no problem with him winning. It's just you just have him standing there holding up the title. So kind of thought that was an odd, weak finish.
I really think there's an audible called for that. Like I said, we'll find out probably tomorrow or the next day or whatever. But I think there's an audible that was called. I think that's something. I think that Priest got hurt. But I agree with you. I thought the Profits. If I would have changed things, I probably would have had the Profits win and that whole group. But I get it. It's Ray. But still, though, I don't know. That's one thing. It's hard to judge that. It's hard to book that because with Carlito coming in, and so forth, how are you going to have him lose right away? But again, I just thought that Lashley and the Profits really needed that rub at that time.
Carlito will be a good welcome for SmackDown. Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Especially him going back to SmackDown since he was on SmackDown during his first run with WWE. But I do agree with you. I think the Street Profits should have gone over the LWO. I get it though. It's Carlito's match back. There was no way he was gonna lose. But honestly, what you could have done, how you would have maybe the way you could have also done it, I feel leave the match a 2-on-3 handicap match. You have the Street Profits go over, and then you have him beat down Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar, and then you got Carlito come out to make the save. You could have done it that way too.
Yeah, that's a good way too. For me, if I was to book that match, and this is just going off of what everybody's been talking about, everybody's been kind of, and what they kind of teased a little bit last week was maybe some animosity between Santos and Mysterio. I would have had a miscommunication with Santos and Mysterio, and I would have had Santos take the pinfall, and then Carlito be in the middle. Hey guys, chill, and kind of be in the middle guy of this whole thing until it finally explodes. So
yeah, definitely agree. Alrighty, well that's it for this review. Thank you everybody for watching and for the continuous support. Let us know in the comments or in the live chat what you thought of Fastlane, what your favorite match of the night was, either in the live chat or in the comments below. Mike, where can people find you on social media?
Yeah, obviously you can find me here on YouTube for video game related stuff, at Chit Chat Gaming, on Twitter at Chit Chat Gaming, on Twitch at Chit Chat Gaming. But yeah, pretty much Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube is where I'm usually hiding at.
For WrestleMania 40, I think they will be going out getting The Rock, so it wouldn't surprise me if they do that. Yeah, as for myself, you guys know you can follow me on Twitter at @_, and I cover Raw, SmackDown, AEW Dynamite, Rampage, the occasional pay-per-view on the weekend. And I should have some content coming out in the next couple of weeks, some Power Rangers content coming out in the next couple of weeks, so make sure you keep an eye out for that. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so you get notified whenever I go live or release a new video, and I'll see you guys hopefully Monday after Raw. Bye!